Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week where two old guys, one guy my age, and then one wizened older sage. That's what I'll do. And if Nicole is one rather young lady, you're one rather wizened sage.
Perfect.
Talk about old games. Today, it's a pretty big day. This is the last episode, the last installment
of
TADPOG ever.
It's been fun,
So,
guys.
We're gonna make the donuts
Yeah.
and then time to die.
It's been a nice run. If you guys could just continue to pledge on Patreon, that would be cool. Tyler and I need a passive income for the next 20, 30 years.
We're all leaving families behind. We need that extra Patreon money.
Yeah.
Dave and I were like, "You want to just try that welfare queen thing for a while?" Yeah, I do. Yeah, let's do that.
Wait, are you serious? Because I was going to talk to you about something.
But today is the second part of our installment of Ocarina of Time off Dorkly's top 25 N64 games.
This is it. This is the last game in the list.
That's it. And then we are done. Well, we are
Forever.
done mostly with the N64. Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
We do have a few
We will
things to play.
revisit games that have been sent to us, but
And one that I bought.
one that you bought,
That-
the best one.
Man, I'm super
the best
excited
one.
about.
So, of course, the people who were on are Josh, Nance, and Ian Chandler.
Hello.
Back
guy.
from
Hi.
last part.
And we promise we did not record this the same night, even though we had the same guests.
Yeah.
Full week.
Don't worry, we're giving you we're recording this 3 hours before we publish TADPOG special.
Yep, known as the standard.
Yeah, the standard.
Always fresh, never expired.
I like it. That way we can be super topical about the games that were made 16 years ago.
Man, can you believe we used to do stuff 2 and 3 weeks out?
No.
Yeah.
No. And then edited them for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do we put into editing now?
About the time it takes for us to stop recording, me to take Lunesta, and then for it to sit in. So not very long.
It's beautiful. It's a
So
beautiful
we're just racing
thing.
the clock. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about today, but something sad happened. And then I wanted to bring it up on the show. That Morgan, who is a friend of mine on Facebook, a long time ago, she posted an article about her friend Trevor. And Trevor was named one of the funniest people on Twitter, just one of her friends. So one connection away. And so I went in. His name on Facebook, Trevor Nathaniel, I don't know if that's what he goes as. Went in, read that article, then started reading his tweets. And it's legitimately like funny, very funny stuff. For someone who's not a professional comedian, like I was thoroughly impressed. So I, kept up and read his stuff, and then see when he would post on Morgan's wall and things like that. Always funny.
Yeah.
And he suddenly died last week. So then I saw that on Facebook and on Twitter, and she was posting about it. So she went through and was posting all of her favorite tweets that he's done. So for my intro, I wanted to read some of Trevor's tweets.
Okay.
Cool.
And what's his?
His Twitter, it's there. It's at Trevso_electric.
Okay.
So you can go check out the rest of his stuff.
Okay.
I know, because I'm scrolling down to the bottom of her Facebook to read off, and this one, I mean, he's a funny guy,
Yeah.
and from everything that I've read about her, he would have appreciated this being the first tweet that I read that he made.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it because you have sufficiently bummed me the fuck out. So I need some uplifting. I need some uplifting tweets.
I guess let me give some background when I was talking to her about him. Legitimately, he was a funny guy who people were approaching him on Twitter to like sell products and things like that.
Okay. Like Sunny D and
That's,
Yeah.
the big names like
Yeah.
Sunny D. And he's apparently he was friends with Rob Delaney, who is like, his stand-up is okay, but he's like known as the Twitter king, like his stuff. And they were close friends, and Trevor did stand-up and things like that. I personally feel like he could have been a huge success had he went all out on comedy, but he was a social worker, and helping people through social work was his priority, and comedy was his hobby. So it tells, to give an emphasis what kind of guy this is, he could have made it as a comedian, but instead chose to help people. So, good guy. And here's, his first tweet. When I die, I want people to be like, he was cute sometimes, and then go to Starbucks and continue doing whatever they do. When two girls hate each other, they should say, we should definitely hang out, and then take turns shouting definitely until one of them dies. In hell, you take a group photo with 5 white girls and choose one that everyone agrees on forever. Bro, if you're not doing anything later, maybe we could demand women be sexually receptive to us and then shame the ones who aren't. He has a picture of Crest noticeably white strips saying, my rap name. My girlfriend thinks we objectify and commoditize women, but she's a dime piece and I wouldn't trade that ass for anything. Let's tape a spider to a lobster and scare the shit out of everyone forever. God making scorpions. Homosexuality is found in over 450 species. Homophobia is only found in 2. Please help us get rid of the Ecuadorian fag-hating spider. K equals I'm mad at you. KK equals I'm in a rush but looking forward to our plans. KKK equals I'm a monster. KKKK drunk and can't wait to see you. Caitlyn Jenner is brave. Our troops are brave. Guys who like another girl's Instagram selfie while they have a Latina girlfriend are brave. Really? You're blessed? Meaning God, who created the heavens and the earth, he chose you to have a Michael Kors bag. Sir, your burrito is $5.97. With guacamole, your total comes to $386,930.32. Fun prank. Name your daughter Madison. Step 2. Watch her grow up to be entitled and awful. Shout out to all the psychos who will text you, hey, and then nothing else for the rest of the night just to see if you'll respond. Do you ever feel bad for your exes, struggling to pretend they're happy when they had a taste of paradise and lost it? No one chooses to be gay, except for straight men who caption a photo with the words, so this just happened. Trump actually has some good points, says your uncle who casually drops the N-word at Thanksgiving. If Scarface is your favorite movie, you don't have a favorite book. Imagine calling someone for 2 minutes to avoid hurtful miscommunication over 8 hours of texting. Your phone still offers that option. If you want a wealthy, misinformed president who doesn't apologize for blurting out racist things, vote for my grandma. Look what you did to the English language. Now someone can say, I'm literally dying, and everyone thinks you're having an amazing time. If your girlfriend says nothing's wrong, she's about to kill you. Or maybe nothing is wrong and you finally found a stable partner. Don't call them crayfish. They are fish living with mental illnesses. You should really try a CrossFit class before you make fun of it. It's a great way to injure your spine and alienate everyone in your life. Look at Facebook statuses about National Drink Wine Day, and you'll understand why Ted Bundy hunted women for sport. I got 99 problems, and I'm solely responsible for creating them because that's what white people do. Give a mom a text, she will be confused for days. Teach a mom to text, and she will ruin your life. Like IKEA furniture, she was stylish and almost beautiful from a distance, but she was falling apart, and I couldn't fix her. From my novel. I wish I could quit you, 3-year-old jar of salsa in my refrigerator. I'm flattered is girl 4. Your compliments are bone-chillingly creepy. Please fuck off. I like my women, like my coffee. Told to be sexual creatures, but instantly shamed, harassed, and attacked when they go along with it. In-N-Out has a fun new secret menu item. Order, put all the money in the bag next time you go. Maybe we can grab a drink or save the calories and admit we're sexually interested in each other. Find someone who loves you and make fun of them for loving you. You can find me in the club. Asking when we can leave the club. Scavenger hunt. Find a BMW that signals before switching lanes. You can find me in the club trying to explain over the loud music that I'm more comfortable in small groups of friends. I'll give you $100 if you can find a parent in Walmart who isn't in the process of hitting their child. That's all she has posted thus far.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Those are funny.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Trevor Nathaniel and then Trebso_electric on Twitter. Go ahead now bring it back up again.
No, we're just all sitting here in silence.
Let's just all contemplate life.
Because now all I can do is sit here and be like, man, that was funny. Man, that guy is dead and never gonna write another thing, and that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I really appreciate people who are hilarious on Twitter because like I need to tell like a whole story to be funny as opposed to just 144 characters.
Yeah, Twitter is really interesting to read, like especially comedians, because it is one of those things where it's like I feel like I really get an idea of whether this person is legitimately funny or just has funny material.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because, I mean, there are some comedians, I'm not going to name any names, who are shitty tweeters.
Right.
And it's like reading those, it's like, oh, man, I don't know if they're just not trying to be fun. Like if it's just like just being real.
Are
like,
you?
this is-
Are you joking around
Right.
or are you being funny?
Are you just using Twitter like a regular person uses Twitter?
I don't know.
And like I shouldn't expect you to work for me 24 hours
Like a
day?
regular person does, retweet a cam girl who says she'll take off her top if she gets 20 retweets. It's fine, I get it.
Well, it's probably the kind of comedians that would be like, oh, yeah, not everything I say is supposed to be funny,
Yeah.
man. I'm just a person like you, you know.
I need the free Dropbox space just as much as you do.
Yeah, my first 2 tweets were retweeting Sophie D's appearance at her next strip show and then Dropbox to get extra space.
What did the Sophie D retweet get you?
She took off her shirt.
That's okay. So she had to reach a certain number. And
Yeah,
then she
she's
was
like,
gonna
once
do
I
it?
get 20
Yeah.
retweets, I'll just take off my shirt just because.
I don't
was
blame
like,
you.
yeah, retweet. All
blame
right,
you.
there you go. I'll log into Twitter for the first time in like a year.
I've liked Meg Turney's Facebook page for much, much less. What's up, Internet? I am Dave. I'm your bespectacled host. And I meant to bring something, but guess who forgot it at home? This guy. It's okay because it really wouldn't like translate to the audio medium that well anyway. I thought it was interesting because Tyler, you were on a previous episode, a recent episode, talking about your mom having a box with a bunch of your like McDonald's toys in it. I think it was actually last week because Josh, I recall you saying something similar. Yeah? No? I'm making it up?
It was Jacob talking about the
was Jacob.
the McDonald's Transformers on the.
It was the other guy with the beard.
Yeah, man. Yeah. McDonald's toys.
It's our other interchangeable lifelong friend.
Right.
And to be fair, you're sitting in the same chair.
Oh, of course,
so, I
yeah.
mean, that makes you guys identical pretty much to me.
Pretty much.
I also have face blindness.
And you're drunk.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't joke about face blindness. It's an actual
It's
thing.
a very serious condition in
It's
999.
super serious.
I saw that episode of not Kirby Enthusiasm. God,
Kirby.
I saw that episode of Kirby.
Because Kirby just eats everything and does not see people's faces. It's fine. He deals with it.
Not sure how you got Kirby on that one.
When you said curb, so I just went Kirby.
Okay,
Makes sense.
I see that. Okay,
So
I was talking about Arrested Development.
Arrested Development,
Yeah,
a classic.
right. I don't know how I got that confused with Kirby Enthusiasm.
Because it's
but-
also a classic.
yeah, they're two funny shows.
Just like I mix
Funny
you and
shows.
Jacob up, you mix up Kirby Enthusiasm and Arrested Development. It's fine. They both have like names that kind of
I have
hint
sitcom
to
blindness,
quirkiness, comedy, sitcom blindness. My mom, she told me that she was going through a box of mine that she had kept for a very long time since I was a boy, and she found my tournament. That's right, set of Pogs.
Yeah,
Did any of them feature Alf?
None of them featured Alf. but
Remember Alf? He's coming back in pod form.
I had a good time going through those. I thought about maybe we should do a thing on the show where, you know how Dan Harmon on his podcast, he has his guests play D&D. I think we should have a Pog tournament at the end of every TADPOG episode. That's just like an 8-minute tournament where we play Pogs until inevitably I lose all of them to the guests who come on the show. And then we're going to have to take all of the Patreon money and buy more Pogs. We need to bring Pogs back, I think, because like that's also like a good marketing thing for us because we're TADPOG. And I feel like we could, if we could just synergize with PogCo.
Man, that's like one of those bad SNL commercials. Peter Sarsgaard's SARS guards. John Ham's John Ham. Soldier made of ham that you eat. Okay. Tadpog Pogs.
So I don't know, Pog people, are you still out there? Like, I don't mean like people who play Pogs, because like, is that the proper nomenclature? Play Pogs? Do you
Do you pog? Like, is it
you Pog, bro? Do you even Pog,
do you
bro?
pog, bro? Pog.
Just a tad.
Bro.
Oh, man, you just wrote the first radio spot. Oh, yeah. I don't know. So Pogs.
Yeah.
Pogs. What do you think? You like the idea? We'll do the tournament
If you guys
starting
See,
next time.
I had spin fighters instead of pogs, so I
Spin fighters?
I missed out on the
Yeah.
pog game.
You did miss. You missed out.
Josh, are you a Pogger?
I was a pogger.
Yeah?
I had my big like Ziploc bag full of pogs, just like packed full of them.
You probably had more Pogs than I did, it
yeah.
sounds like. But I had the tournament box.
Oh yeah.
So
No.
I could carry him to school like a badass because I had the tournament
Yeah,
box.
no, I just had a Ziploc bag, man. But it was a lot because all the neighborhood kids and the two adjacent neighborhoods also, like all those kids also played Pogs. So yeah, we had a pretty big Pog group.
So you
going, yeah.
actually played with
Yeah,
other people?
yeah.
Because like I played with kids at school, but then we got tired of it like within a week.
Well, I mean, it was like 2 or 3 weeks maybe for us, but I mean, it felt like a long time.
Did you guys?
There was a lot more time where you would sit at home and like just kind of scatter out your tadpogs and just look at them, maybe organize them in some way. Yeah, there was a lot more time spent doing that than actually playing Pogs. Of course.
He just referred to them as tadpogs.
I know
Did you
it's
catch
starting.
that?
Yeah, I did. It's starting.
It is already
Man,
caught on.
Tyler, it's such a good idea. We've brainwashed Josh already in like 3 minutes.
It's really easy to do, actually.
Well, see, it might be even better if now your name can lead, and we'll be TADPOG.
TADPOG. It's all pornographic pogs. What we do is we take the photographs that people post on Gone Wild because we all know that that's just public. That's ours to take.
Yeah.
It's just we don't have to ask anyone's permission. We can just take it and just slap it on a pog and then just sell this set of TADPOGs.
Or
Set to the tune of Camptown races. Just whatever. Whatever's in the public domain.
or fill that niche that Playboy left open. Fill that niche.
Yeah.
I know.
Get celebrity photos on like exclusively on TADPOGs.
On the pogs.
Yeah, or
TADPOGs.
DATPOGs.
Tyler, did you hear about this? I didn't.
Playboy not doing nudes anymore.
Yeah, this was
Yeah.
news to me.
Me
Like,
too, yeah.
I mean, I understand. It's like, who reads, like, you don't go to Playboy to jerk off now. I mean,
yeah, like I get
get
that.
it.
I understand that.
so why not, like, I mean, people are going to go to Pornhub. They're not going to go to Playboy. So, like, ditch all the money you're spending on, like, what, $1 million for Lindsay Lohan to pose or some shit like
Yeah.
that. So, like, yeah, let's not do that and just make the content. It's already pretty good, so make content better.
But now there's going to be
I read Playboy for the article.
exclusively.
Yeah.
But now there's going to be this power vacuum. Like when a dictator is thrown out, there's going to be no one like filling the void of, well, who do we? I mean, someone's got to pay Lindsay Lohan to show her tits. Like, you know,
It's all she's got.
like who's gonna fill that void?
They're not making a Parent Trap with a 30-year-old. They're just not going to do it.
Brazzers.
Brazzers. You think they're gonna step up?
They're going to have to.
Or that fucking gross magazine that I remember He Who Shall Not Be Named used to buy. I think it was Lollipops. And it was just, my God. I remember like,
I'm not linking this in the show notes.
yeah, him leaving some of those in the bathroom. And I picked one up and I was just like, oh man, this is like,
It's 50-year-old men dressed up like Sailor Moon
That would be-
eating oversized lollies.
I think that would be hotter. That would be hotter.
I thought you were fucking serious. I never know
man.
what the fuck to expect from this show. I really thought you were serious.
I didn't know that was a fetish, but I think I have it.
I'm going to subscribe.
I gotta go, guys.
They make a lot of money on that very niche market. I feel like.
God, because lollipops, I remember picking up. It's girls who, I mean, they have older looking faces. Like they've had rough lives with their faces.
Retired strippers. Yeah. Okay.
But they have the body types of like young girls, and then they have like pigtails and shit, and lollipops and suckers and candy and like. Oh, it was the worst. It was the worst.
Are they dressed up like little sailors? And
I mean, some had like skirts and shit on, but still, like they were putting the lollipops everywhere. And it was no,
yeah,
no, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
It's
I changed my
gross.
mind. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. I'll go ahead and flag tadpog.com for like super suspicious behavior. And then we can all play Pogs and forget about it.
And watch lollipops been around for like 150 years. They're a dynasty.
What's up, Josh?
Hey, Dave.
You got anything? Got any anything that you want to introduce yourself with?
No, not really. I mean, this is the second episode of Orca of Time.
Orca.
Orca of Time.
Orca of Time.
And I ran out of intro stories a long time ago.
So tell me about the Pogs then.
But, well...
Did you guys play for keeps?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
You guys were fucking hardcore.
but we would you would set aside the ones you really liked. You're like, no, you can't. You can't play for those.
Yeah.
But then you would convince like, okay, if I ride my bike down this really steep hill and ramp it like 10 feet in the air or something, then you have to play me for that pog I really want. So we'd make deals like that.
It's kind of like how we settle up on pizza orders now.
Yeah.
Like, Josh,
the ramp hill out back, right?
If you get on your bike right now, if I can jump 10 feet, then I will pay for all of this pizza.
But I'm very interested to hear if Ian's wife is going to sell her underwear or like where did we land on that? Did we?
Yeah, you decided on a story to tell, Ian.
Well, I did decide on a storytelling. It came out to be really the fast food thing is what I'm going to talk about today, but I will elaborate a little bit on that. Has gone nowhere. The panties thing.
No.
And it's funny because my wife read this Cracked list, which Cracked makes good lists.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
BuzzFeed
wife
makes
and I
bad lists.
saw that list. I think the one you're talking about because we were
10
discussing
things I
that too.
learned selling my underwear on the internet, and Tanya came across this article and read it, and she was like, well, I've just got all of these panties. She never throws anything away, and she's like, I've got all these panties upstairs that I don't wear. I could monetize that, right? I mean, well, I'm like, yeah. You could. You're a female. People buy them. If you want to do it, do it. What do I care? I mean, it's, I'm a really open-minded person about a lot of things, and that's someone wants to pay $75 for a pair of underwear that you wore for 2 days. Please be my guest.
Set up a vending machine. Just put them in a little capsules.
I told her, I said, this is a thing.
Yeah.
They used to. They don't so much anymore in Japan. Have vending machines with the used panties. Apparently, the government in Japan
bought them all up.
Well, no, they probably. They cracked down on that trade because apparently there was some scandal about how the panties would actually have been worn by men.
Not that
Couldn't
there's
find
anything
enough
wrong with
women,
that.
but
This woman had a very vinegary vagina.
According to Japan, though.
as far as that went, I did do a little checking into it, and I'm still waiting to find sort of the right venue because we're not going to set up a website. We're going to find some place to do it. There,
Consignment.
Yeah, something like that, maybe. I don't know, but what's sort of, I guess, maybe put the kibosh on it. Those we're watching Orange Is the New Black, and so we're in season 3. We're about halfway through season 3, and spoiler alert to anybody just watching the show or hadn't seen it. Apparently, the main character Piper has this company comes in and they're putting the prisoners to work making panties for this high-end panty, like they called Whispers. It's like Victoria's Secret,
Sure,
whatever it is, and
it's Veronica's
so
closet.
she figures out that she can make she figures out that she can make one extra pair of panties per fabric that they were just going to throw away anyway. So she sneaks them out. She ends up starting this sort of empire inside getting all the ladies to wear these panties and then puts them in a plastic bag and gives them one to the guards to take out and sell. And Tanya hadn't even seen this before she, thought, hey, I could do that. She saw it, and now she's disheartened, thinking that there's no market for it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. There's absolutely a market.
There's always going to be a market for this.
So I'm still working that out. God, if my son's listening to this right now, buddy, I'm really sorry, but you know me. So,
you know me. I love your mom's vagina. You know me.
I do like money. I'm sharing the wealth. Sorry, buddy. If you're buying panties online, I'll make sure to tell you where not to buy them, just to be on the safe side. So anyway, that was really all that's come from that.
I'm really
so far.
jealous that I can't do that. I feel like that's a market that I'm just I can't tap into that. Just can't do it.
We can have intervention and talk to Nikki about it.
No, I mean me personally.
You selling panties?
I feel like there's nothing that I wear and could sell. And that bums me out because it's like, man, there's people out there who are just like, I wore this, I'm gonna sell it. And people are like, yeah, here's money. You wore this, I will buy. I wish there was something.
Well, we can start the TADPOG store and exclusively sell your old pairs of Converse.
All right, so we sell, but then we're selling. We need more though, because then we're selling like one thing a year. I really want to sell my underwear, Tyler.
There is probably a market for it.
Really want to sell it.
Okay, so the listeners can send in the pair of underwear that they want you to wear for whatever episode.
Tweety Bird exclusive underwear.
You'll wear that and then send it back.
You sign it, put the episode number on it.
Yeah.
Send it back.
And,
all right,
if they contribute enough to the Patreon, they can even pick the temperature that we record in.
125 degrees, please.
We've preheated Dave's underwear.
This week we're eating exclusively tangerines that we'll then piss in these underwear and send to someone who donated $100 on Patreon.
Wait. I'm not selling piss underwear.
I mean, enough Patreon money. We'll sell
You have
piss
to give
underwear.
the people what they want.
I refuse to sell piss underwear. This is what I do to artificially inflate the price of my piss underwear. No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. People think I hate it. They want it more.
They envision you just like weeping while you're pissing your underwear just to make a buck.
I want to know what Tyler's doing off screen in that,
jerking it.
Yeah, good. It's worth it then.
Here's another one of Tyler's cum-stained underwear. God.
See, I know you
Hundreds
weren't
of those floating around.
You weren't going to talk about the underwear story, and then you told the underwear story.
It went into. I'm sorry.
I'm super glad that you did because
I could talk for hours.
See, that was the
I haven't
one.
Gotten it out of my system.
That was the one that piqued my interest because I've talked about that too. We were
selling my underwear,
selling Dave's underwear. So I was just curious as to where you landed on that. But
we haven't landed anywhere yet. It's not that that we don't want it to happen. It's just finding the right venue. Because obviously, safety is a big issue. We want to make sure we're doing it in a way that doesn't reveal who she is or where she's.
Right.
People get stalkery and stuff. So
you just have this one super sleuth. He just can sniff and just know. You just know this is Western Kentucky.
You need to do a background check, make sure they don't own a bloodhound,
right,
and then proceed.
So anyway, I will definitely update on that as that progresses or dies in a fire. I don't know. We'll see.
I want to know either way.
Yeah. What I was going to talk about tonight, what I chose because Tadpog Nation apparently doesn't give a fuck.
I should have lied to you. Yeah.
You should have told me.
Because you asked me before we recorded did anyone have any input on what intro story I would tell, and I was just completely honest. And I was like, no.
They don't know me. They don't care yet.
I don't know what's up with that. I feel like we were. But then again, I haven't been on Facebook.
So I didn't check.
I didn't check the
but
place
no,
where this would
no.
happen.
The only comment I got on Facebook was that it was really gross how I left the habanero chewing sounds in.
Those were loud. Yeah. They were loud.
I didn't even realize it because my brain was on fire.
I settled on my fast food rant because knowing
That's a
that Dave,
TADPOG
that
tradition.
gets your heart strings pulling.
Cholesterol, yeah.
Cholesterol,
That's my cholesterol.
literally
working.
the strings
Yeah.
of cholesterol. It's really more kind of a rant that I have against the local fast food place that up until recently was highly esteemed for me, and most people around here. It's Just Hamburgers.
It's a good, I love just
it's
hamburgers.
good.
Misleading name.
I do love Just Hamburgers, but
Whatever.
yes, they are. Now, here's the thing, and really the moral of the story will become clear later, but this place called Just Hamburgers has this menu that would not fit on the wall next to me of items that they sell that are not hamburgers, which is fine. That's, at first,
It's not fine.
well,
but
at first,
Josh finds it
cynical
very
me
offensive.
said, what the fuck is this? Just hamburgers, my ass. That's stupid. And maybe they're being ironic. Whatever. I don't know. They're in the old.
That's the expansion store.
they're
they
in the
opened
old
up.
church's chicken building.
Just
What did-
hamburgers, my ass.
how pretentious could you
Man, that
possibly
was a
be?
church's chicken. Like
I'm old.
That was a
I'm
way
church's
gonna-
back.
I'm
In,
gonna
we had a
also-
church's
way
chicken?
back in the day.
Yeah.
Is that still a thing? Church's chicken?
Yeah, nah, like
not
further
here.
south, but yeah.
Yeah. So my wife, again, this comes back to my wife a little bit. She is ill with a condition that keeps her from being able to eat much, many things. She can't eat a lot of spicy food. She has to be really very careful what she eats. There's only certain things that we can eat, and we actually eat out a lot because we're sort of empty nesters. Our son has moved out. He lives on his own, and my youngest son lives with his mother. And so it's just the two of us, and we tend to eat out every day because it's a little bit easier and cheaper, and we're both working, so there's not a lot of time to cook. Anyway, the few things that we found, one of those things includes the chicken tendies at Just Hamburgers.
That was not an appropriate reaction, I feel like. You and I are both just like, ah.
You said a word funnily.
The chicken tenders at Just Hamburgers are delicious. They're very big, very juicy, they're very fresh, But they're chicken tenders, for God's sake. And
They're not
It
hamburgers.
is not. It doesn't matter that they're not hamburgers. Because listen, the hamburgers at Just Hamburgers are fantastic. And have you ever been to Calvert Drive-In? Has anybody
Yes.
ever had the cheese?
Jacob of Wolf Fighting fame is cheering right now.
Okay, so that is the next best thing to the Calvert Drive. I mean, you could take a sack of Just Hamburgers burgers to Calvert Drive-In and sell them to people and tell them they're from in there. They're very similar. But I don't have a problem.
I will buy your cheeseburgers out of this bag, stranger.
I promise they're not laced with anything today.
No, promise I got them in there. Here.
This is cold.
Or if you just don't want to stand in that ridiculous line, you have at least a similar equivalent to eat while you're watching your movie and everybody else is watching the movie from inside the restaurant. Anyway, it's not about Calvert Drive-In.
It's about Just Hamburgers. Another restaurant that nobody else is familiar with.
So we've been doing this Just Hamburgers chicken tenders thing forever. We go in and I order a couple of chicken tenders for both of us because they're big. They're real big. And damned if I go in there like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I go through the drive every day. I go home. I'm coming home from work. I stop. I pick up dinner. We talk about it for an hour. What do you want? I don't care. Yes, you do. But, whatever.
Sure.
I stop and I pick up the chicken tenders. I go 3 or 4 weeks ago to get the chicken tenders. And the guy on the speaker says, "We're out of them." I'm sorry, what? We're out of chicken tenders. That doesn't seem possible. But okay, sure, fine. I don't want anything else, so I pull out of the fucking line and leave.
Yeah.
I go somewhere else, probably Dairy Queen, which I've got a little bit of a snippet about Dairy Queen too. So the next week I go back.
Yeah. Same
They're
day?
Fucking not the same day. It's like this first day it was Wednesday. The next day
Okay.
it was like Tuesday.
Okay.
It just depends what we felt like. It just happened to be a random day of the week.
Okay.
The second week I go back, there's no fucking chicken tenders. I'm like, what in the fuck is wrong with you people? I shit you not, this has happened 4 times.
4 times?
4 times I have gone to Just Hamburgers. I've asked for chicken tenders. They have not had any chicken tenders. And to me, I don't care. Look, there's another place here called Flamingo Row.
Yeah.
That, remember back in the day in Flamingo Row where you used to have to stand in line to get the stuffed breads that they make?
Yeah.
And it was like you'd call them and order, and it'd be like 9:30 in the morning, and you're ordering for your lunch. You say, I want a Dave's special, and they'd be like, oh, we're out of them. It's like, what the fuck? It's 9:30. Everybody has already called. They're standing in line waiting on their. These chicken tenders are not that fucking good. Is my point. Keep some fucking chicken tenders in stock.
Dude,
it is ridiculous.
No,
to
sir,
me.
we don't have chicken tenders. We're just hamburgers. Can't you read the fucking sign?
I feel like I've told you this 4 times, sir.
It's funny that you.
I hope that there's a fucking
There's
8.5 by 11 sheet of paper up next to the drive-through window with like a photograph of your car and then your face underneath it, and there's a note that just says "Never sell chicken tenders to this man."
So, to me, I don't. Then this is sort of, I don't know if you can call it the moral or the quandary that I'm in, but I don't know whether or not to be mad at them for being just hamburgers and having a huge menu, or if I'm the one that's the asshole for being mad because they don't have chicken tenders when clearly the fucking restaurant is called Just Hamburgers. You want some California? The last time I did it, I ordered these fucking things. He says we don't have them. I literally didn't say it. I went. Pulled out of the drive, and I could still hear him talking. But, sir, we still have chicken breast. I'm like, chicken breast? I yelled out the car. I am not even making this up. I yelled out chicken breast? Well, then cut them up and fry them and give me some fucking chicken tenders. I'm not asking for much.
That actually feels like a lot.
All right, fine, maybe it is. So I am mad. Maybe I shouldn't be. The place is called Just Hamburgers. They don't ever have chicken
If it's
tenders.
on the menu, they gotta have it, right?
So now what I'm going to do, the menu is literally a piece of wood, like this giant piece of wood that's been painted, and the menu items kind of painted on, written on, whatever it is. I am one night going to go to that menu, and I'm going to put a question mark after chicken tenders.
Please do it.
So that's my rant about Just Hamburgers. Nothing but love for their burgers, and they've got good food, and they got me hooked on their fucking chicken.
Clearly.
Hardee's has some good chicken tenders.
Yeah,
Hardee's are very similar to the Just Hamburgers, so
they're more expensive.
I should probably just go there and quit bitching. But I'm old, and I know I keep saying that.
No, I get it. I love to bitch. Like sometimes I'll just do things just so I can complain about it later.
The other little bit, the other little fast food thing.
Be looking at Meg's playbook. Okay,
not even a joke. 100% legitimate. Where it's like I'll have an option, and it's like I'll do the thing that's crappier so I can complain to Nikki about it when she gets home.
Well, it gives you something to talk about. The other thing I was going to mention was about Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen,
This
yeah.
is nothing against Dairy Queen
An
in
addendum.
particular, because I love Dairy Queen, and that's again one of those things. Tanya can eat blizzards. She loves the M&M blizzards. She just can't get enough of them, and it's one of the few things she can actually eat that doesn't upset her stomach and whatever. But I'm at Dairy Queen the other day in the drive-thru, and so there's this one car at the speaker, and it pulls forward all the way up to the window because there wasn't anybody else in line. I'm sitting there. I pull up to the speaker, and I shit you not, a woman in a BMW convertible pulls in front of me and goes to the window and orders.
She's fast tracking a drive-through.
Fast tracked a drive-through. She was in the Pizza Inn parking lot next door, at like one of those parking spaces, and in the gap between. Now I was still waiting to place my order.
What?
At the Dairy Queen speaker, she pulls in front of me.
What did you do?
That could have been my boss at the nursing home I used to work at. That's the exact kind of shit.
It
That's the
wasn't
kind
her.
of person she is.
I know her, and it was not her.
I've never been cut in line at a drive-through.
I haven't either. And I was so. I mean, I can't. Obviously, your listeners can't see my face, but it was shock. It was like, to me, the most.
Never
I can't even
happens.
conceive that anybody could conceive of doing this. Pulls in front of me, goes up to the window to place her order, and then she pulls forward. You know, they say, well, whatever you ordered isn't ready. Pull over here to the thing or pull forward a little bit so we can get to the guy behind you. She pulls forward maybe 6 inches. And I can't even get my bumper in front of the window to get my order. So at this point, I did lay on the horn, and she's like looking all mad at me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And I'm thinking, don't make me come over there. Don't make me come over there and tell you what you've done, you inconsiderate bitch.
I can't.
I mean, that is. Could any of you imagine pulling in front of someone?
I can't believe they weren't at the window like, hey, go order
around?
the things like the other people do. Everyone orders at the squeaky box.
And
I get tensing up at Chick-fil-A, like when there are 2 drive-through lanes, like trying to figure out, like, because everybody's trying to get into the lane first, like where do you merge and no one knows what to do.
I've done math. It's faster to just walk into the mall.
Oh,
Then
man,
go through the Chick-fil-A
then you have
drive-thru.
to. Then you have to
You
do that.
have to go to the mall.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Hey,
I
person
was-
from high school, yeah. Hey, yeah, I miss Suncoast too.
this jockey was my favorite store, yo. Camelot.
Damn.
Oh shit!
Bring it back.
You know, I moved to Paducah because of that mall. My father was
No.
My
I
father
didn't know
was
that.
the at the time was appointed. He was sort of like a regional manager, like Michael Scott. He was the manager of the Michelson Jewelers, which was one of the first stores to open in the mall. So we were in. He was already with the company, and we lived in Madisonville, and then they built that mall, and we moved to Paducah because that mall was built. And then from that point, he just went where he needed to go, and we stayed in Paducah. But yeah, I recently listened to the episode where you talked about the McDonald's that was in the mall.
Yeah, oh
And the
yeah.
fans,
With the- yeah.
like the Viking ship, and you expect someone to be beating a drum somewhere, and there's slaves, pulling the oars or whatever. That place was such a shithole.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And you could smoke in there. And so it was like these fans were just lazily churning the smoke. It stunk if you walked in there. You brought your kids, and I, of course, that time didn't have kids, but anybody that brought their kids in would come out, and their kids would stink of cigarette smoke. Oh man! But anyway, yes, that was it. I got cut in line at the drive-through at Dairy Queen. In Paducah. Just. horrible people.
I've never heard of that being a thing
Savages
before.
in this town.
You know that that Dairy Queen doesn't have breakfast. Isn't that some bullshit?
Dairy Queens have breakfast?
There's a breakfast option at other Dairy Queens?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they have a
Shit.
pretty decent breakfast selection, but not our Dairy Queen, not the Paducah, Kentucky Dairy Queen.
Wow.
So all in all, if you go to Paducah, do not go to Dairy Queen
For breakfast.
for breakfast or a pleasurable service experience.
I really would never advise anybody against going to our Dairy Queen because I find the staff and the food to be very pleasant. It's that bitch that comes in front of me. If there's a convertible Z3 BMW waiting there at the pizza, just you better hurry. She's going to
Get in there. Get in there.
She might get your Blizzard and your chicken tendies.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Now I have to go there to get chicken tendies. Thanks, Just Hamburgers.
Man, I got really sick one time eating at Just
man.
Hamburgers. And this is not like a slam on them. It was, I guess kind of it is, because I was eating
If it was spoiled food, then it is on them. I'm just saying.
And I don't even have to say allegedly because this fucking happened.
Yeah.
I was eating a bag of fries, and I love their
the black
fries.
fry.
And they're black.
Their
The
fries
black
are
fry.
awesome.
There was a black thing in the bag. It wasn't really even a fry. It was just a black thing. It was unidentifiable. Like I would need to like put some wine in a goblet and swoop it with an owl's feather to determine what this black thing was that was in the bag. And I guess much like I said earlier, sometimes I will make a crappy decision just because I want to tell a story later.
This will probably make me sick.
Yeah.
There's a small chance this is how I get superpowers.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I ate that thing, and like I immediately regretted it. It's one of those where it's like when I bite down into it, it's like it has a texture that just shouldn't be in your mouth. Like it's like this texture should never be in your mouth. Is what my brain is saying.
Did you swallow it?
Well, yeah, I was committed. I chewed it once.
Good boy. Good
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd pet the back of your head, look you in the eye, and nod.
I mean, come on. You don't just like put something in your mouth and then not finish. So I immediately bit down on this thing, and it was just the texture and then immediate flavor of just like it's just like I don't know, like I
This
can't.
tastes like the periodic table.
The entire thing.
Like that's
It
what
tastes like burning.
that's the fucked up thing about it is like I don't have anything in my taste vocabulary to explain to you how this like
Is this umami? Umami is horrible.
I can't compare it to anything I've eaten. It was just horrible. And yes, I made the horrible decision to swallow this thing. Like I said, I was committed. And boy, did I get sick. I got real sick.
Like, was it immediate or was it like the
No,
next day?
it was like an hour later. So like I remember like going back to work and being like, eating that black thing in the bag. It wasn't such a big deal. And then like an hour later, I'm just like feverishly sweating.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was just one of those where it's like, I have to go home because I made a very poor decision at lunch.
I mean, that's what happens when you eat a small bit of Cthulhu, I guess. That's,
Petrified tentacle.
yeah. Indescribable taste.
Well, just hamburgers, lack of chicken tenders, and black things in their fries.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding, they do have some good fucking fries.
No, they have excellent
Those
food.
crinkle fries are my jam. I can't get enough of them.
That black thing in the fry bag, that was so long ago, and I've totally gone back.
Good for you.
I'm not gonna check this out. Now, when I eat their bag of fries, like I am looking in the bag and I'm making sure. Like normally, if a fry is a little burnt or something at a restaurant, it's like whatever. But now, like if there's a burnt fry in the fucking just hamburgers bag, it's like no, I'm not even gonna tempt fate on that one.
Where are my tongs?
You guys want to talk about Ocarina of Time?
For a little bit.
50 minutes in.
For a little bit. Can we just do a little bit?
Yeah. I think
right.
that's pretty much all we have left anyway.
Good.
So-
Burn 5 minutes or so and get on with it.
But ask yourself, video game lover, you enjoyed those last 50 minutes, right? Those are some
Yeah.
good 50 minutes. You've played Ocarina of Time. You know what it's all about. You listened to our first
That's
episode
true.
of Ocarina of Time.
We got
I'm
most of
sure.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly the best video game ever.
Well, I don't know about
and I mean,
that.
according to the
According to the internet.
Because you said when you were reading from Wikipedia.
Yeah, and I think it's even like Guinness World Book of
Yeah.
Records kind of deal.
It's a great game. It's a great game.
It's a great
It's
game.
definitely a good game. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty great.
I don't feel like any of the 3D sequel or any of the 3D games, Zelda games that have come after it have been nearly so well received.
Agreed.
Because
Yeah, I mean, those Zelda fans are really kind of wishy-washy. To be
Those,
honest.
God,
those Zelda fans?
the Comic-Con clips where Twilight Princess was announced and
Yeah.
grown men were weeping openly.
Yeah, because Twilight Princess comes out, everybody hates it, and then like a few years later, everybody loves it for some reason. Same thing with Wind Waker. Everybody hated it whenever it first came out. Now they love it.
This looks
Man.
nothing like a
I
Zelda
could
should
do
look.
Right.
Wind
Yeah.
Waker, though. That was my favorite, actually.
It
Yeah,
is
it's
crazy how that
definitely one of
HD
mine.
remake, like everyone
Yeah.
went crazy over that. I haven't played it, so I haven't played either version of the game, so I don't know if it's warranted.
It's
but-
beautiful.
I
Very
picked the version of the
self-shading, all
Wii
that
U
stuff.
I did because it came with the HD Wind Waker,
Yeah.
which is expensive as a full retail game if you go and try to buy it
It's
separately.
Full price. Even if you download it from Nintendo.
Damn.
Full price. $50.
Come off at eShop.
Know it, right?
Let's see. What we have left to comment about as far as this game goes. We didn't talk much about fighting Ganon.
No, we didn't really touch on the story or the dungeons either. We
Yeah.
talked a little bit about the water temple, but nothing really about the puzzles or anything. Those
No.
are all pretty big parts of it.
We didn't talk about having to collect a bunch of cuckoos.
Cuckoos, yeah.
Sorry. Woo. Man, I just.
gosh.
I just lost so much Zelda cred.
We had to find so many
come the
cuckolds. So many cuckolds.
Are you looking at my achievements?
You put on the Black Skulltula mask and go find all the cuckolds. It's great. It's a great game. Let's see. I remember I was reading about how it's a game steeped in time travel, but that it doesn't do time travel very well because, like, same thing in like Back to the Future. When you start trying to break down some of the time traveling process, there's the game starts showing some bad loopholes.
Like the one that comes to mind is the Song of Storms.
Yes,
which is one of my favorite songs in the game. But yeah, you learn the Song of Storms from the guy at the windmill, and then you go back in time and play the Song of Storms, which teaches the guy at the windmill. So you teach it to him in the past. He teaches it to you in the future. So yeah, there's kind of a
it's its own self-contained time loop that doesn't make any sense.
Well, wibbly wobbly though.
Right.
Yeah. Timey wimey.
That's the first time I've been hard in 2 days.
But yeah, I mean the time travel mechanic is really just it's a set point. You're at the Temple of Time. You have to physically go there, and it's the past and it's the future. There's not really too much to.
I feel like it was done
time traveling. It could just as easily be like parallel world or something like that.
I would have liked them to have done something like Link to the Past, where all you had to do was like pull out the mirror and you could phase back. And dungeons and things were set up for you to do it in both worlds.
Right.
So if there's a dungeon that you have to do in the past and the future, but it's clearly divided. Like you don't go from like you're not solving the puzzle in the
desert,
same.
One of the last temples, the desert temple, because you complete it as a kid, right, and then you go back and
so it kind of involves it, but I would have liked to seen something like more active, going back and forth through time to make it through a dungeon.
So what happens in the desert temple? You have to
there's
time travel?
There's an entrance that only you have to crawl through as a kid. So you go to it, you get to the temple as an adult, you go back, come back as a kid, so you can crawl through it, and then after you open it up that way, there's like a little short part of the dungeon that way, and then after you open up the main part of the temple, you come back as an adult and finish it.
Okay.
So there's not a lot to it. It would have been cool to see you going back and forth several times throughout the level, but in order to do that, they would have had to have some kind of
a better mechanic than run all the way back to this temple, run all the way back out of the temple.
Fast travel or something would definitely be needed.
But
that was one of my favorite temples. I thought it was pretty cool. Do you guys have a favorite?
Jabu Jabu's belly, going inside the giant fish, because I just thought it was interesting and different. I hadn't done anything much like that in gaming up to that point.
Biblical.
Yeah, yeah. Although whale's not a fish. It's a thing.
I really liked. I really liked the Goron. Everything with the Gorons I liked.
Oh, the giant Dodongo.
Yeah. I liked that a lot. And it was one of those where, and I'll tell you why. Here's a shitty reason why I really like that boss fight. Because I've totally cheesed it. And, he starts rolling at you. I learned that if you stand just right next to the lava, just not in it, but right next to it, you'll never get hit. So it was one of those where it's like, yep, I'm badass. I figured this out. Figure this shit out on my own. No Nintendo power here.
Ian?
I like the Zora.
Yeah.
Water, or not the water temple, but the whole Zora story. That was kind of my favorite part of the game.
The blue tunic is what I always wore. That was just the one I preferred. Although anytime I rented this game or saw it rented or anybody else's record, they always wore the red tunic.
Yeah,
everyone loved the red tunic.
Matches with the mirror shield when you get the mirror shield. Yeah, so
which that's a coordinate. The way you use the mirror shield in this game is nice.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of the reason I like the desert. I think it's Desert Colossus. Maybe is that the name of it? The final temple was because you got the mirror shield. You use that light. I thought that was a really cool mechanic in the game. You know, reflecting the light.
Well, it was also something we had mentioned last time, though. It's kind of a repeating sort of theme there with the shields.
Shields doing different
using
things.
the shield for more than just defense.
Yeah.
It's an actual way to solve puzzles and to get through things.
And you don't have to like change items. It's just like another immediate function you can have that just works well.
On the whole, how do you think the puzzles worked in this game? Because I think they worked pretty well, honestly.
I never had any problem with it. I mean, other than the water temple. But other than that, like, yeah, no, I thought, well, getting the fourth bottle was the only, like, the only thing I should have hated about this game. I could deal with the water temple just being annoying, but, like, getting that bottle and you having to hunt all these Poes across
the
Termina
ghosts.
Field. Yeah, and, like, you can only hunt certain ones at certain times, and it was just like, to just get that last bottle was just like, it was easier to get the bighorn sword or the bighorn's knife than to get that last fucking bottle.
Yeah.
Remember, I did it for hours before I was like, I'll be fine. I've never been used 3 things of magic anyway. I'll be fine.
Who
Fuck
needs to imprison 4 fairies?
Yeah.
And if achievements had been a thing, maybe it would have been worth doing if that could have been one.
That's true.
But then it wasn't. And I was like you when I first played. I'm like, no, I'm good. Had enough.
What is more frustrating, Tyler? Getting the 4th bottle in Ocarina of Time or aligning all the stone pieces in the Thunder Plains in Final Fantasy X?
Calibrating the lightning towers.
'Cause I never fully calibrated them all for the onion doll.
Me neither.
do it.
Me neither.
I've talked about it. I mentioned him on the show under the name Alistair. He's done it before. But then I've seen like so many like playthroughs.
I remember Leva. Like I remember sitting there for like watching her play one morning, like for like 3 hours, just trying to calibrate these lightning towers, and damn it, she was not giving up.
Yeah.
I gave up. I stopped watching. I like had to go do something.
I couldn't
else.
even watch.
Yeah.
So just like, okay, every beat, dodge lightning bolt, beat, dodge lightning bolt, beat, dodge lightning bolt, beat lightning bolt. But
Yeah.
because I think you get like, you build the same pattern for like 70 strikes, and then it would start like throwing in weird ones. So like dodging 100 for every fucking tower. Oh my God.
Sorry, I derailed us. It's just when you talk about frustrating things in games, that's like one of the first things. I think
Yeah.
of.
A lot of stuff. I mean, God, I got so few ultimate weapons in that game because most of them are just such crazy trials and
Yeah.
frustration. I think I got Waka's easily because you have to just win Blitzball. I was like, Jack shot, okay. I never use Waka, and I'm
Right.
not going to use Waka now, but okay.
He's the Joey of the Final Fantasy X cast.
So so you didn't get all 4 bottles. Did you get all the heart pieces and get all the gold Skulltula tokens? You guys?
No,
I got
No,
like
hell no.
everything else, in that game.
I think I did the Skulltulas, all of those. That was a very important thing for me to achieve.
Yeah, that poor family.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine
Yeah.
a worse curse.
That was really bad.
That would be the worst thing you could do to me.
But I could when I came back to it and played for this. That it's funny how that noise. You hear that noise of the Skulltula hiding somewhere. You know it's somewhere
Yeah.
around here.
The like.
Yeah, very, very good.
And they don't make it awful for you to do it. Like
No,
it's barely out of your way everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So like for a long arduous fetch quest, it was solid. I mean,
Except for the ones in the trees.
Well, the
those bug the
trees
shit
where
out
you
of
have
me.
to hit the trees.
Yeah,
and
you have to
they
roll
fall
under the tree. Yeah.
Or the ones where you knew it was there and you could physically see it,
But you couldn't
didn't
reach.
yet have the thing you needed to get
That
it.
happened
so
to
you
me in
gotta
the
remember to come
graveyard.
back. Yeah.
Because I slingshotted one of them and I could see it, and it was way the fuck up there, and I couldn't figure out how to
Yeah.
get it.
There is a glitch you can exploit to get one repeatedly, basically, so
Really?
you can get all 100 by just doing that one. Yeah, it's I forgot exactly where it is, but you fall down a hole, and it's in this hole. It's on the wall somewhere, but you kill it. The token appears. You you like catch it and then jump back into the light that teleports you back up to the surface.
Yeah.
If you do it like just at the right time, it counts as you getting one, but it doesn't remove that one in the game. So you just go back down there and repeat, and you can get all 100 pretty easily.
So what happens if you do it more than 100 times?
I never did try. By that time, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done."
God shows up and slaps you.
Miyamoto himself.
Avarice. Because what I enjoyed, just think about Miyamoto, like Chris Plant talking about when he interviewed Miyamoto, and it's like a taboo thing to ask about anybody's family, any public figure's family in Japan. And he did that. He asked Miyamoto about like his kids playing Nintendo or something like that, something innocuous over here, but like you see Miyamoto kept smiling, but like it was they like escorted Chris Plant away after that, and then like he's playing like Smash Brothers or something, but with a vacant second player, and Miyamoto just like walks up, kills him immediately, and just shakes his head at him and walks away.
Damn. I mean, it's not like he stole all of Miyamoto's panty stash, right? Before the government came and took them all.
I thought the Bighorn sword, or the Goron's knife, whatever I keep calling it, but like the ultimate weapon in the game was you can't use it to fight Ganon, and that sucks.
Yeah,
because it doesn't really hurt Ganon.
The giant's knife is the one you get that breaks after a set number of uses, and then the big Goron sword's the one you get that's like double damage of the Master Sword.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that, but then I was
it makes sense. It makes sense lore wise that you can't, because you have to have the Master Sword to beat Ganon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe the big Goron sword is just a better built sword, just not enchanted, not blessed. So
You should be a sword merchant, Josh. I think you've missed your calling.
Yeah.
Because like your delivery on that was like, man, I wanted to buy it. I was like, yeah, I'm in. What
one Master Sword, please.
Yeah.
No, for Dragon Con, we'll dress you up like Melkor from Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
And then you just go around asking to like buy people's pendants for the sword.
Have fun at Dragon Con.
It'll be your job to like bump into girls and try to like knock their jewelry off of them.
What's wrong with that guy thrashing against everybody?
As long as like somebody else goes as like a big stall of candy, and I'll keep constantly pulling people away from the candy.
I'd like to be the candy stall, please.
Or just set up.
Okay, so we're
pink
going
bag
as the
lunches.
Millennial Fair, right? That's
Yeah, that's the costume. I love it.
The fight with Ganon, the first part of it, when you're fighting Ganondorf, I was into it because it's an intense moment, but thinking back on it, like mechanically, it's kind of lazy because all you're doing, you're just playing tennis with Ganon.
I did not get to this part. So, you play tennis with the final boss?
Yeah, basically.
It reminded me
Mario
of.
tennis.
You do the same thing with what is this? Aghanim.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Link to the Past.
Yeah.
It's like that, only 3D. Yeah,
Okay.
So Ganon throws a ball of light energy at you, and you have to strike it with your sword, send it back to him. He eventually catches on and starts sending it back to you. So you're just bouncing it back and forth.
Yeah, it's like for like 14 serves, like you're just hitting this ball back and forth until it fucks him up, and then he's shocked or whatever, and then
There is a pretty significant jump, because like he shoots it at you, you hit it back at him, and it strikes him, and it, stuns him. And then he does it again, and he may bounce it back once or twice after that, and then it stuns him again. Then it like immediately goes up to like 14 times.
But when you beat him in that form, then he transforms into Ganon. And it's interesting that I like that they made the choice. Like as soon as he turns into Ganon, he knocks your Master Sword away. So basically, you're crushed throughout the entire game. It's now like, what are you gonna do now? So then like, you have to defend yourself with the only other real weapon you have, which is the Megaton Hammer. Your heart.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, you pull out the Megaton Hammer and have to run behind him and still hit a spot in his tail and avoid stuff. But as long as you don't have the Master Sword, you can't kill him.
Yeah.
It's just trying to delay it while Zelda like Well, I'm just over here. I guess I'll go get it. It's fine. I'll do this for you. And you get it back, and then you finally fight him and kill him. But
Cool.
overall, over the course of the whole, like, overall, I mean, I feel like Zelda always does well or boss battles.
That makes me want to get to the end of the game, honestly. Like, hearing you talk about it, like, makes me really want to play that.
Yeah, you pretty well know that the item you've picked up in the dungeon is going to be the item used to kill the boss. But the bosses are, in their own little way, a miniature puzzle. Because you've got to figure out their pattern, figure out their weak point, and then exploit it.
How you have to use that weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
I love boss fights. Man, I love boss fights.
Me too. And I think Zelda. Yeah, I mean, say what you will about the game as a whole, but I feel like every entry, all their boss fights are always pretty solidly done. Because especially in this one, where you'll see the boss, they're always bigger than life and come in. You'll see the nameplate at the bottom, and then
I always liked that. I always liked how they give you the name and some little byline about some little nickname or something. I always thought that was a really nice touch.
I mean, it's the only part about Majora's Mask I enjoyed. I thought all their boss battles were really well done. Shit on the rest of the game, but
Right.
So did you have a favorite boss fight?
so I enjoyed Ganon. I forget what point. It's your standard hookshot battle. I always enjoy the hookshot monster in any Zelda. They're all pretty much the same, but all the floating orbs, and you hookshot. Hookshot is probably my favorite item in every Zelda.
Yeah.
So you have to peel things off the boss to kill it and then get to it, and I don't know. That's always, despite the fact I do it in every one, I enjoy that.
I liked everything inside the Deku tree. Even like I thought that was a really cool tutorial.
Yeah,
on
it
how
was.
to play the game.
Yeah, being a tutorial. It
And
goes
it's a
back to
dungeon.
being a tutorial without it being a tutorial, except for fucking Navi telling you exactly what to do. But
Yeah.
That's the whole game. So
Yeah, and I thought that was a really cool way to teach. I'm glad that you bring up Navi because it's like, that is so annoying. And I might have even mentioned this last week, but when I'm in the process of doing something and Navi's like, "Hey, do this thing," and it's like I'm literally doing the thing.
it takes away the elation you feel like whenever you figure out a puzzle, and you've just noticed it. You've just noticed what you have to do. You're going to do that, and fucking Navi comes in and says, "Hey, do this thing."
You mean you knew the entire time?
Does Navi? I am not a Zelda guy. Does Navi continue to make appearances in the games?
No, but Fi or Fi in Skyward Sword is definitely her spiritual successor.
Okay.
Because
What's
she
the one from Twilight Princess, the
Midna.
Midna.
But Midna was
she's
a
not
decent
really a fairy.
Yeah, she's she gets a little annoying at times, but she is nowhere near like a Navi and Fi level.
Yeah.
And she's actually develops into a pretty interesting character in the game. So she kind of gets a pass. But yeah, she was sort of like your Navi and Twilight Princess. But
So he continues to be the boy without a fairy then? Because he keeps getting different ones, or?
yeah, well, it's because that was their reasoning for Z targeting, right? In this game, the new mechanic was Navi flies over to the enemy, and you can focus on the enemy. I think that's how they were trying to sell it. And then in Majora's Mask, you got Tattle.
Yeah.
You got Tattle. So same thing, but yeah, in the other you get well, shit, you don't really have anybody in Wind Waker.
There's not one in Wind Waker.
There's
But all of these take place in different.
right. Midna is sort of in Twilight Princess, and yeah, Fi is Fi. I can't. It's Fi. However you pronounce that is just
Charles.
just fucking everything about Navi, and then cranked up to 11.
All right. I'm on board. Let's do
You
it.
get in Wind Waker, Tingle is kind of your.
Yeah,
He didn't really follow you around, but he's sort of that guy. He pops up, or the fish.
Yeah, the fish.
Kinda
Yeah,
gives you
but you
pointers.
can you actively seek them out for advice
They're not
and
just
stuff.
with you.
Yeah, it's completely optional. They don't interject like Navi and Fidu.
Right. Well, Navi is always was infuriating to me because it's like you said, Josh. She would always point out something you figure out, but there were things that I could not figure out, and it's like, where are you now, Navi? What is up? What do I need to do here? I guess Google is my fairy. I'm gonna ask Google instead.
That's what they should have called Google.
Yeah, Navi.
See, I remember because I mean, it takes all the fun out of solving the puzzles when right before you actually solve them, she tells you what to do. But I think that's why I like the boss battles a lot, because they were like your own puzzle that you had to figure out. Because I remember one of my favorite boss battles is the Phantom Ganon, where he's where you go back to the forest. It's that haunted mansion. It was just a really cool dungeon in itself, but you've got all these paintings surrounding you, and this Phantom Ganon riding a horse will run out of one, and you can actually see it in the painting. So it's a really cool effect. It's running at you in the painting, and then it comes out of the painting and attacks you. So really, it's a timing game. You have to shoot it with your bow. As before he comes out, or as he's coming out. But so you're looking around, and I had no idea at first. I remember I was killed a few times.
Yeah.
Whenever I first had this game, whenever I was playing as a kid, because I just could not figure that out. And then I would, eventually I'd notice that, oh yeah, you can see him coming, so you know which one it is.
I'm glad you talk about dying a few times to figure it out, because I was thinking that's one of the things that I liked about this game is I could die trying to figure out how to kill a boss and wouldn't lose much progress.
Right.
And that was completely different from Link to the Past, where it's I would try to figure out a boss, it would kill me, and then it would be like,
where do you want to start from? The sanctuary, outside the dungeon, or
it's I guess I'm gonna do all that again. But I like that. I like it. It kind of encourages you, where it's you know what, we recognize that these boss battles are like puzzles, and we're not going to punish you for not knowing how to figuring out how to do it the first time.
Yeah, and you don't have that dread of what if I die?
Right.
That's this thing that always got me about any game like that, where I don't want to do this because I'm afraid of what I'll have to go back and do again to get back in here, and it puts that extra tension on you when you're fighting. And this doesn't. In this case, it's not there. So
I think credit's also due for the level design, because if you do start off at the dungeon again, usually if you've gotten all the items, if you've made it to the boss, it's usually a pretty short trek to get back there to the boss.
Well, and they give you hearts and stuff.
Yeah, and there's usually like a fairy nearby or something. Yeah, easy healing access. So,
you guys have any achievements for this game?
I have some. I have two.
I have a few.
Ian, go ahead. Start us off.
Sure. Bring it up. The first one, and someone may have to shed, no pun intended, because my achievement is don't go into the light, Carol Ann. And someone may have to shed some light on this for me. But don't go into the light, Carol Ann, you have to enter the blue light after beating a boss, but before picking up a heart container. Can you do that?
Ooh.
Yes, that's actually a pretty big challenge run. The 3-heart challenge run. It's a challenge for almost all Zelda games is to beat the entire game without ever getting a heart container or a heart piece or anything like that.
Would not... I could not bring myself to do it. Even in the first dungeon, even knowing that I wasn't going to be playing this thing all the way through again, I can't leave that behind.
Yeah.
It's making the noise, and it's right there. It's so beautiful. I earned it. But that's that achievement.
It's those deeply ingrained compulsions. You can't just in Castlevania, you can't just pass by a candle and not hit it with your whip.
It's crazy.
You know you're only gonna get a heart, and you've already got max hearts.
You're gonna
do it anyway.
You're cleaning up. My second achievement was 9 Nix Niente, and to get 9 Nix Niente, you have to say no to every character when given a chance at least once. Because, you ask a character, they always, did you understand what I just told you? No.
Did you not?
I want
did
you
you
to
not
tell me
understand me or want to repeat myself? Maybe.
Yeah.
No.
You have to say no to everyone to get that. So.
And by default, it's pretty much always on yes, please repeat the long thing.
Right.
Yeah, and if you're trying to hurry up and
I know.
get through it,
Oh, I
you know
did
that
that.
compulsion you have, whether it works or not, when there's lots of text scrolling and you just mash the button, praying that maybe now, this time, pushing the button will make the text go faster, and then you accidentally go, yes.
Repeat, please.
Dude, when I learned that you could hit the B button to make the text go fast,
Life changed.
life did change.
For the
Life
better.
did change. But what happened was every now and then dialogue would not just go fast, it would just end it.
Right.
So there were times where it's like, it actually didn't save me any time because I had to go back to the NPC and read it slowly a second time.
Those are all the good ones.
I've got a couple, all about cuckolding. So, okay, better than a bug net, and you unlock that by successfully batting the ball of light back at Ganon without getting hit. Who put on my pants is you become adult Link. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He's got pants on.
Yep.
Where he didn't before. So, one Link taken orally for indigestion, and that you beat the parasite that's in Lord Jabu Jabu. And then a Time Lord ain't got nothing on me.
Damn.
And that's if you collect all heart containers.
That's awesome.
And finally, this is my favorite achievement that I got. That young man fills me with hope, plus some other emotions which are weird and deeply confusing. Anybody recognize that quote?
No.
That is Zep Brannigan talking to Private Linum. And you get that whenever you first encounter Sheik.
Awesome.
All right.
I have two. My first one is cuckolding. And in order to unlock cuckolding, I love this part of the game because I think this world's versions of chickens is so fucking adorable. There's this mini game where you have to collect all of these chickens who are running wild in town, and there's like 8 of them, I think. And it, by the way, did take me forever to find the one that was hiding in the crate. Because I was playing with the sound turned down because I was trying to listen to the things going on in the house. And it came a point where it was later and I could go ahead and turn it up. And when I did, I was like, I can fucking hear one of these things. And it's like, so I had to like follow it by sound and then bust the crate open. But to unlock the achievement, cuckolding, you have to collect all of the cuckoos except for the one that's nearest to the pen. You have to make him watch you throw all of the other chickens into the pen. And once you do that, the achievement unlocks. And I've got another one. My second achievement is called Goron, get out of here. In order to unlock Goron, get out of here, you have to you have to perform the song which soothes the anger of the Goron King.
Oh, and makes him
him
do that
dance.
Yes.
Oh, God.
He gets down.
He's like, ooh, yeah. He's making all those really awkward faces.
Yeah. I think they were going for a James Brown thing. I'm hoping.
Jump
Tyler,
back, kiss myself.
Yes.
do you have any achievements?
I've got, let's see. I am not a pumpkin eater. And that, well, pumpkin eater turned on my voice search.
We have found 500 pumpkin eaters. Would you like to talk to one now? No. Connecting you to pumpkin eater.
There's a game you can play in town to where you have 2 treasure chests. And you have to get the key in one of them to continue on. What you're supposed to do is pull up the lens of truth and you can see which one the key is in. But I'm not a pumpkin eater. You do not use the lens of truth and you get all the way through it.
Man will get shot for using the lens in my town. I don't know what I'm going. I'm drunk.
See, I had one about like, tell me your tail, cunt. And that is where you make the owl tell you his tale 100 times. And I feel like I had one more. I didn't make any notes today, so
It's all right.
it's a bump. It's a bumper last session of the
all right.
N64 list.
Yeah, no.
Loosen those ties a bit.
No,
Relax.
it's fine. Confession time. I didn't play this game at all. I didn't play this game at all from when we last talked about it. So there you go.
Neither did I.
I'm putting the time in. Just let everybody know.
No, I'm like the 11th Doctor regenerating right now and just loosen the bow tie and just like, fuck it, man. Fuck it. I don't know what I'm going to be. I don't know. Fuck it. What are we doing next? I don't know what we're going to regenerate into. Fuck it. I don't know.
No one knows.
I don't care.
Making all the little girls cry.
That was hard, man. I mean, I was sad when Tennant changed into Matt Smith, but seeing Matt Smith go, that was the one that got
It was
me.
tough
Yeah.
to watch. I was super, super sad about Tennant, but Smith's was emotional.
Yeah, they
Very
made it like
emotional.
intentionally, like
Yeah.
very emotional. I feel
I'm
like
not there yet. I want to be there. I want to be there. I'm like Doctor Who 2010. I need to catch up.
because I think what's interesting, just Tennant has a unique line amongst all regenerating doctors. He says one thing no one else says, which I thought was cool because it was David Tennant coming out in his version of the Doctor. So let that be your lead in.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right.
Let's see. Anybody else have any last minute comments? Anything?
Well, I don't know what we're like on time, but I do have another letter from Jon Turley.
Ooh.
I think we should
Please,
read that.
let's do
Shall
it.
I read
Let's
that
do it.
quickly?
No, I mean, this is a special episode. It's the end of the
the last
64
one, yeah,
list.
fine.
Yeah.
Listeners may remember that last week I read John's first letter to me. I wrote him back.
He had some concerns in his first letter.
And I wrote him back. I don't remember what I said. He answered some of the questions here, so I'm going to have to elaborate a little bit. But
Okay.
here is Jon Turley's second letter.
Okay.
By the way, my reply to this letter has gone out, and I have informed him of what we did.
Oh, you mean giving his address out on the internet?
Yes,
Can you do me a favor?
certainly.
Can you read this as a Civil War soldier?
Southern or northern?
Your pick. Dealer's choice.
I'm not really good at...
No, that's perfect. That's like Tadpog Gold.
No, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
Man, I wish I had like a box of chicken tenders right now that I could just like pull out and be like, "Are you sure you don't want to do that?"
Hey, man. I'm going to try Deep Southern.
No, that would have been like the perfect lead-in for Civil War soldier.
It was great to hear from you. Thanks for checking on Andy and the boys for me. I'm getting her letters now, and she is getting mine. Please let her know I'm getting hers for me, though. Which I forgot to do, by the way. Sorry, John. Thanks for letting me know about work. I actually miss it. I definitely miss the people. I want to try to drop by on Christmas Exodus and see everybody. I should be graduated from basic by then and at AIT. Good, God willing.
soft violin music.
God willing. So far, I have shot some belt-fed machine guns, thrown 2 hand grenades, and repelled from a 40-foot tower. I have also grouped and zeroed my M4. Somehow the army has managed to make all of that stuff pretty boring.
You get a little bit of Morgan Freeman right now. Which is,
I'm not good at
no, that's better.
We did the gas chamber too. So to clarify, I asked him if they did the
Writing
thing
from
where
you
they.
from beyond.
I asked him if they did this thing where they put them in a room and tear gassed them. So they will put them
take
in the
off their
room,
masks,
not have a
yeah,
mask
for-
on, and throw tear gas into the room, and they have to sit there and suffer through it. And I asked him if he had done that. That's gas chamber, not execution.
Right, okay.
It wasn't that bad, but it was pretty unpleasant. Shit burns.
I didn't realize how well Jon Turley's writing lends to Southern.
I am hoping that I might get my phone when I get to AIT, at least on weekends, but no guarantee. He makes some comments about work that I don't want to read because it's work stuff.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about
All
that.
right.
I can't wait to hear some TADPOG. Really looking forward to hearing your episodes. There is no music here. Only cadences the drill sergeants call out when marching.
Now I'm really feeling like you came back from the future, Dave.
This is what I used it on. I had one wish. I was like, I would love to go back in time and ask Ian to read Jon Turley's letter as a Civil War soldier.
I'm fucking crying. Oh, fuck. There's more. Just let me get through this, okay? Oh, fuck. Only cadences the drill sergeants call out when marching. I miss it bad. Music. I can't wait to play some CS. This is Counter-Strike. He and I play Counter-Strike together. We're gonna tear some shit up. Tell Tanya I said hello. That's my wife. No, I mentioned could I send him some porn? And for TADPOG Nation, you need to listen to this part.
This pertains to
No, unfortunately, there's little you can send me outside of soap, detergent, toothpaste, and hygiene supplies. I'm good on all that stuff right now, but I sincerely appreciate the offer. Porn is strictly forbidden. And he spelled it prawn with a 0.
So
God, he is
pictures
gonna
of Bailey
fucking-
J sent directly to Jon Turley.
Oh, God, he's going to fucking kill me. I am so worn out all the time that I have essentially been on a 1-month no-fap.
Oh.
I appreciate the letter more than you can possibly know. Any communication with the outside world is the best thing ever here. Please write me again, even if it is just about mundane bullshit. I don't care. I miss the Ian rants. I miss you a lot, man. Can't wait to see you again. Love you, brother. John.
I missed that time you showed me your dick and it was so big. You had the biggest damn dick I'd ever seen.
He did not have to put his last name on this letter, so apparently he remembered that I know who he is. Once again, I have to say, John, buddy, we miss you. We love you. Get home safe. We'll see you probably around Christmas, and hopefully he'll have a chance to listen to some of these episodes while he's still at basic, so he can get over being mad at me before he comes home.
Oh, I haven't written John back yet, but I do know that when I write the letter, I am going to do it in the tone of a Civil War soldier.
I'm going to listen to this tomorrow because I'm still into listening to these the next day. Fuck, I'm going to be so pissed that I did that.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing.
Good.
I'm so glad you decided to do
I'm
it.
happy to oblige. I hope maybe it won't be so bad. I'm being
he's-
hard on myself.
He said hygiene products, so I wonder if, like,
Hygiene.
TADPOG Nation, everybody send Jon Turley some douche. Why do you do basic? A letter and a container of Massengill. It'll be wonderful.
His next letter will be, I have spent the last week and a half in the fucking brig because some dickheads have sent me Bailey J pictures and douche.
I was hoping the next letter is, "Welp, didn't know they could kick you out of basic training."
I am outside the door now by the time you read this letter with my baseball bat and my machine gun.
And my extremely clean vagina.
I'm glad you sent me all that douche to properly clean myself for all the ass fuckings I received at basic training.
God. Sorry, John. We love you.
We do love you, John. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
had fun today. I feel like
Yeah.
this was a good one.
Yeah.
I feel like we did the obligatory amount of game talk, and that's we were
Especially for a part 2.
yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't take a long quiz that answered something about us. So you're welcome, Internet.
You're welcome, Jay.
But I've got some very important questions for you. All right. The first of which being, if you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would you give it?
It's a beard that started out as a boy, growing on a small boy. And throughout the years, it grew and thickened and darkened and will someday lighten. But it was cultivated with a love for Zelda throughout the years. So I give this Josh Nance's beard.
A handsome boy beard.
Wow.
That's an honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm glad that we were here to witness that.
Yeah. This beard, ladies. Can you hear that, Tadpog?
Yes.
That's me scratching my beard.
It's
It's better than crunching on habaneros, I guess.
Simply luxurious.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, sum up how you feel about it, what kind of glasses would you give it?
Glasses that used to not be so strong. Once fitted on eyes that barely needed them to stare into this screen lovingly at a bonding moment with the wife that loved those eyes, cherished those eyes. And as age set in and the eyes grew weaker, and more powerful glasses were required, but the love for Zelda and all the little tricks and tips in this game just still stayed strong throughout the entire process.
John Lennon's glasses.
Ian Chandler's glasses.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow, nice. Thank you.
you're welcome. Made those up on the spot because I didn't write anything down today.
I totally didn't notice that they were of the people who were here in the room with us at the time.
Well, I'm still honored, so there.
You're welcome. I can make it work.
You did. You did. You tricked Josh into feeling like you cared about him.
It's super easy to brainwash me. We've been over this.
Tricked me too. I was like, damn, man, that's some friendship right there. Nah, just some last minute shit.
Yeah, there's really no feeling behind it. I was looking around the room for shit. I Love Lamp was already taken.
Peter
Griffin.
Tyler, I've got one more question
Yeah. Yes.
for you, and I guess for everybody here, but really it's for you. I want to know how much this game is on Amazon. If you were to buy this game used on Amazon right now, how much do you think you would pay for it?
$33.
$33 from Tyler. Josh, how much do you think you pay for this?
I'm going to go 27.
$27. Ian, what do you think?
I'm going to go high and say 43.
$43.
Dave,
Yes.
what do you say?
I say
The actual answer.
actual retail value of The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that's how you say it. Oh, okay.
Omar Epps of Time.
Omar Epps of Time.
Orky Nina of Time. It's a girl named Nina who's very unattractive.
She's super
They
orky.
say she's orky.
Pretty orky.
Used on Amazon at the time of this recording is $26.99. Josh went over by a penny.
Wow.
We all lost.
Yes. We're all losers here tonight. Anyone want to take a stab at how much this game is new on Amazon?
600.
Got to be $700. Yes.
350.
350. Actual retail value of Orky Nina of Time on Amazon new is $218.95. That's cheaper than I
Not
thought.
too
it
bad,
would.
yeah.
There were a shitload of them made.
Yeah, that is true.
Bought, or not bought, apparently.
And this is something you could probably expect, like, this is going to be a good one to, like, keep in this box over here. Like, no one's probably like, Conker's Bad Fur Day. No, put that over
Right.
there. That's me wear something one day.
Yeah.
Well, that's it.
That's the
All
list.
right, see you guys.
All right.
We're done.
It's been a good podcast.
Yep. I guess next week, we'll talk about the list and our experiences as a whole.
Well, do we want to?
No.
You mentioned maybe doing something specific for that date. Do you still want to do that?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we probably should.
Okay.
So maybe we'll do that either next week or for Monday. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just wanted to remind you that is.
you're right.
That
I
day
didn't even
is
think
the
about
day.
that. You're right. Any last minute suggestions, comments, inquiries, changes?
Is this a secret thing? We playing the pronoun game
Yep.
here? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta totally keep this under wraps. Sorry.
Otherwise, it's all right. I'm glad we did this for the most part.
Oh, the list is
Yeah.
in general.
Now that it's done.
I'm kind of not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of not. I did learn some things. There are some games out there for the N64 that I actually do like. So maybe it is a good thing.
There's some.
There's like maybe 5. Yeah.
I guess that's it then. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. So to miss the next episode, we sort of just talked about it, so we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. iTunes Marketplace, still by far the largest. So please go there, subscribe, leave us a 5-star written review. And on that written part of the 5-star review, there's a game you want us to play or a guest host you want for a certain episode, or we can start taking suggestions for our next list if you want to do it that way.
Sure.
That one we can't guarantee will be next, but...
Right. Because we've already locked in what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So your input has absolutely no bearing.
We'll pretend it does, though.
Right. We would totally pretend. Be like, oh, that is a good suggestion. We did not think of that list.
It's like we actually get to vote for the president.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the Illuminati has already come in and chosen everything for us.
This is just United States democratic simulation. That's all. We got to open your eyes, people. This is where you learn this a whole 3 years of TADPOG.
Open your eyes, sheeple.
It's been a 3-year manifesto that we just slowly inoculated.
More popular than Ron Paul, so that's fine. So whatever you put on that list, we promise we will get to it eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about something we don't know. We've got a lot of ideas, but we don't know which one it's going to be. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, you can always find us at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. That's where I'm totally going to post the Just Hamburgers website if they've got one. That's going to be in there. So, I mean, I'm not saying you should leave a comment on their site, but if you do, I mean, it's just the natural progression of
Encourage
things.
them to get some fucking chicken tenders in stock, please.
Get rid of black fries, get chicken tenders.
No more black fries.
You can also find us on Facebook. We are at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. If you have anything to say about this episode in particular, there will be a post specifically for this episode, and that's the best place to let us know your comments. We're also on Twitter. We are at tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, I realize. But thank you for retweeting us, everybody. That's really cool. It helps spread the word, and we like spreading the word. You can call us if you'd like to at 270-883-2555. If you leave us a voicemail, try to keep it under 3 minutes. If you want to send us a text message, you can do that as well. I promise I will fuck it up when I read it. And finally, we have a Patreon. If you would like to donate to that, you're welcome to and encouraged to at patreon.com/tadpog. Thank you very, very much for the people who have donated already and continue to do so. It's really cool.
Yeah. Thanks you guys for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Ian, our theme song.
That would be Moves.
Who's that by, Josh?
The windmill guy.
It's true. He taught it to us, then we taught it to him.
Is
and
the
then
windmill
that's the way it
guy
goes.
named Sycamore
I
Drive?
think so, yeah.
Oh, for my other achievement now was
Squeaking it in.
You made that too complicated, didn't you? And that's where you make your scarecrow song.
Oh,
Yeah. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
I think that we should right
You
now. at the very end of the show.
Just C button up all the way.
Yeah, you get to you make your own song that summons the scarecrow, and you can put the scarecrow
Batman?
at certain places. Yes,
Yeah.
he brings a havoc on it.
They do not know how to handle.
Nightmare gas. It's awful.
But he will basically pop up wherever you place him, and then you can use him to like hook shot onto to get to places that are otherwise inaccessible. So, but when you design your own song, be like, I'm gonna make a cool jam now. No.
See, up.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone has done the theme to Space Jam.
Man, you know what this game needs? The Quad City DJs. Like, really badly.
Weird, it does not translate to the ocarina very well, but I'm going to try my damnedest.
Because, God, I've heard a remix of the Quad City DJs to something from Zelda.
Probably, I don't know. There's no telling. Probably all of the songs, honestly. There's so many Space Jam remixes.
It's that one. There you go. I'm a wonderful hummer. And I can hum a song, too.
I don't know what that is. It's like a Sousa march or something. It brought me back to marching band. That's all I can think about now.
Oh, well. Normally, I would ask, how do you want to close this out? But I have how I think we should close it out.
You have a suggestion? Okay.
As if we'd all just eaten the black fry.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do that, but as a Southern Civil War soldier who's just eating the black fry.
Okay. I expect, like, racial flavor since you're a Southern general that's just eating the black fry. So...
Man, wow. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I'm laying it on you. I'm just laying it on you real thick. If we weren't over before this, we're over after it. So until next time,
Tropical Capricorn.
Tropical Capricorn.
My Lord.
I forgot Josh doesn't taste food, so it's totally fine.
This substance is not potato.